Hi everyone, it's Nicole and I have another layout using the Scraptastic kit. This is the 17th layout using this kit and it took me an hour to complete. And I'm showing you some of the scraps I might be using. There's some from Pink Paisley, Simple Stories, basically all scraps. And that pattern paper with the sort of strung lights for the background, or in the background, I really didn't like that pattern paper, and so I thought what I was going to do right off the bat is just put some gesso on a plate, and I'm just going to cover it using a spatula because I want it kind of messy. And I even take I keep the cards that Simon Says Stamps sends to you as far as advertising because I find they're nice and thick. And I use them to spread paint. I used to use them a lot when I used to do a little bit more mixed media. So I still keep them around. And again, I didn't want to use a paintbrush because I just wanted it to be a little bit more covered than what a paintbrush could do it. So I figured spreading it around with the spatula and also with that, it's like a 4x6 card, I guess. And that's what they, give you your code for your $5 off or whatever their specials are. So it's going to take a few minutes to spread that all out. And then I'm just going to leave it and let it on its own. So that way, because it was kind of thick, so I just wanted to make sure that it was nice and dry. I'm just going to cut out the center of that pink cardstock. And because I know I want to mount my photo on the pink, and I really don't want to, waste extra cardstock. So that way, that pattern paper with the strung lights is just, I wanted a background for it. And so I don't need a full 12x12 sheet. So I just cut her down in the center and then I can use it. So now I'm going to use my ATG all the way around, and then I'm going to put some also directly on the cardstock. Because I cut the center out of that pattern paper or that cardstock, it's hard for me to tell exactly where that where to put the glue on the pattern paper, because I don't want glue on the part that is cut out, because then it'll stick to all my other pattern papers. So then I didn't glue it right, so I thought I would try to fix it by cutting it down. I end up cutting it down way too much. Like I kept making one side smaller and then the other side a little smaller, so all of a sudden it's no longer a 12x12 sheet. It's just got a thin pink border around it. So then I'm going to spend a few minutes to try to find. First I was thinking I wanted like deeper pink in behind it, but then I decided on going with the navy, and that is just some cardstock that I've had forever, and it's just a deep navy with some white speckles, but just the edges like that. You won't see the speckles. And if you hear, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to hear that, but people in the background screaming and yelling. I am at the campground right now, and they're having a Halloween week. So there actually is a haunted ride. So people are screaming and yelling everywhere, and so it's quite funny. So I glued down my whole background onto, like I said, some navy cardstock. Then I'm taking my Hero Arts daubers, and this is the pale tomato. I just put a whole bunch of ink on the layout, and then I added some water just to kind of make it drippy. Again, just because I really didn't like that background, so I just wanted to add some texture, but I didn't want to add too many colors. I just wanted the one color. So I really love that pale tomato, so I just went ahead and just kind of spread that around just using the ink dauber, and it worked really well. I really like the consistency of the ink that it gave, and then adding some water, it really turned out really good. Now I'm going to use that Pink Paisley pink pattern paper with the almost like telephone cord that turns into a heart, and it's just a scrap. I mounted the photo with that piece of pink paper that was extra, or that I cut out from the center. And of course I ran out of ATG tape, so I'm going to load up my gun and I'm ready to go. And this is a 5x7 photo of my daughter and her team at a competition that they went to in April. They had just finished competing, or no, they had just received what place they were in, and they were just coming off the mats, and I got them to go in front of the banners and stuff and took some pictures. Now I want to use that Teresa Collins paper that I absolutely love, and I'm going to cut out those flowers and I'm going to use them on this page again. And I just want to make sure that I use them all up. I just absolutely love them. And this is where I decided, you know, you've been using that pattern paper, just using the flowers up to now, so you might as well just cut it apart, and then they'll be ready to use on other layouts. So now I've moved my computer straight across from me, so when you see my arm going across, it's because I'm changing what I'm watching, or I'm uploading a video to my iMovie, or whatever the case may be. I added some of that sequin looking pattern paper, the circle one with the red circles, in behind the photo. And now I'm ready to put the page together. I just took some time and I cut out those little flowers, and now I'm ready to put the page together. I'm going to glue down that sequin paper and then the rest of the pattern papers, which are already glued down to the 5x7 photo. I know I want to put some of those flowers to the left and to the right of the photo, so kind of framing the photo. And then I'm going to bring in some other embellishments from the kit, and I'm just trying to find anything that is pink or red, and I'm going to add it to this layout. And I think maybe some navy also. Again, I didn't bring the layouts with me. I'm just at the campground and wanted to do a few voiceovers while I am just relaxing. Okay, so while I'm just gathering some of the supplies there, embellishments to start the clusters, I have to tell you, today's July 15th, and we are camping at Normandy Farms in Foxborough, and I had someone tell me that there was a scrapbooking store that was really close to where we are. So I looked it up, and it was actually only 7 minutes from where we are. So we got in the vehicle and we drove to the store, and it just looks like a little scrapbooking store. And I walk in, and it's just a little room, and I was almost done all around. She goes, "Oh, there's another room behind there," and then there's anyway, there was 4 rooms that you could go to. So it was awesome. I just absolutely loved it. I could have spent a whole lot longer than I did in there, but my husband and the dog were waiting for us outside, for me outside, so I kind of went through the store quite fast, but I'll be sharing my haul as soon as I get back. It was an awesome little store, and the girl was really friendly. So if you're in the Attleboro area, if you're going through, it's North Attleboro, and it's called Right at Home Scrapbooking, and it was super cute store, and they had all kinds of stuff, trendy stuff, and they had watercolors and Peerless watercolors, and they had Inktense, and they had pan pastels, and they had all kinds of stuff. And my favorite things, dies and stamps, and it was just awesome. So at this point, back to the layout. At this point, I feel ready to start gluing down the embellishments. I'm going to put some foam tape in behind the flowers, and I'm going to pop them up. And I got my foam tape. I got it at Custom Crops, but I hear now that it's closed. But they do have it at Simon Says Stamp, and I believe they're $42. So I would just search online and just try to find the best price. Probably Amazon, maybe. So that top cluster I have, I believe that's a chipboard heart. I put the 24/7 because these kids, man, they practice. If they could practice 24/7, they would. But they're always in the cheer mode, always thinking about practice and how they can make it better, and so that's why I put that there. And then I took one of the acetates that just said "Listen up," because they, listen up. This is what's going on. And then I'm just looking at the little. It's very small. It's about 2.5 by or 3 by 3 maybe screen, so it's really hard for me to see the embellishments on that. And usually I have the full layout in front of me, but I don't right now. So we'll just go with what I can see, I guess. So I had put a tab to the left of the layout, and I'm going to put the year on that, so 2014. And I just used some of the stickers from the kit from last month. And that's one thing I really like doing, is just keeping the kits from the previous months, or the alphas from the previous month, really close, just so that they're right there and I can use them up with the new kit. Now I'm using the alphas that came in this month's kit, and basically all I'm want to write out is the sort of the level and the name of their group. They're Wild Cheer, but their level is IO for International Open 4.2. So I just want to put that on the layout so that later on that I'll remember, 10-15 years from now. I remember now, but I don't know if I would remember that 10 or 15 years from now. And again, not a lot of place to journal on the layout. Where I did gesso it in white, I can journal a little bit, but I'm probably going to add like a 4x6 card or something like that to the back of the layout, and I'll journal on that. And another thing I wanted to do while I'm on vacation, I started journaling for some of the layouts. And then when I get home, then I just have to add it to the layouts. Because for me, journaling is just to get it started and moving. It's really hard for me to think of what I want to write. And then I'm just going to add a few more embellishments, and that's pretty much it for this layout. And so I just want to remind you, I just started a new blog, and the link for it is on the About tab on my YouTube channel. And you can also join me on Facebook, which the link is in the description. And next I'm going to be adding some some Hero Arts ink in the pale tomato also, and I'm just going to sprinkle it around the page, and then I'm going to show you some close-ups of every part of the embellishments. And that's it. The page is done. So thanks for watching. Bye.